This is CPM Precalculus Chapter 2, number 99. So simplify the following rational expressions. Okay, so simplifying means we want to go ahead and combine them and add or subtract these rational expressions. So part A, we're given 1 over x minus 1 over y. Okay, so what we notice right away is we cannot add or subtract, or in this case subtract, because we have different denominators, right? So how do we go ahead and get a common denominator? Well, the easiest way, remember, is to go ahead and look at this one and multiply it by the denominator in this one over itself. Okay, so what that means is to take this y and multiply the first term by y over y, which is equal to 1, so we can do that without changing the value. Okay, and then looking at this one and multiplying it by x over x. Okay, so that's 1 again, so it doesn't change the value. Okay, so now we have a common denominator. Both of these are over x times y, x times y. Remember, y times x is the same as x times y. So here in the numerator, we have 1 times y, which is y. Over here in the numerator, we have 1 times x, which is x. We subtract those over our common denominator, x, y. Okay? So that is simplifying it. Let's box our answer. And let's go on to part B. So part B, we're asked to do a couple of things. We're asked to first subtract these, right? These are rational expressions, and then multiply it by this binomial here, x plus y. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this first. Remember, in order to subtract those, we need a common denominator. So that's equal to, I'm going to multiply this one by y over y, because I'm getting the y from here, and this one by x over x, right, because I'm getting the x from here. So then we can have a common denominator, right? The common denominator is x times y. Go ahead and add the numerators, right? It's y minus x, and we still have x plus y over here. Okay? So now what we have to look at is, what is x over y over? What's the denominator here? Well, remember, we have an implicit or an invisible 1 always, right? If there's nothing else, it's always going to be over 1. All right? And unlike adding and subtracting, to multiply these two is easy. We just multiply across. We multiply the denominators and we multiply the numerators. So that's equal to the numerator here, y minus x, times the numerator here, x plus y, all over the denominator here, xy, times the denominator here, 1. Okay? So let's go ahead and simplify that. We know anything times 1 just stays that way. So it's just xy in the denominator. How do we multiply these two? Well, let's use this box method to go ahead and distribute. So here we have y minus x times x plus y, right? So then x times y is xy. X times negative x is negative x squared. Y times y here is y squared, and y times negative x is negative xy. Okay? So then that leaves us with xy minus x squared plus y squared minus xy. Alright? Can we do anything else to simplify this? Yes, we can go ahead and add like terms. Xy and negative xy cancel out. So in the numerator here, we just have negative x squared added with y squared. So we have y squared minus x squared. I could write it either way, over xy. Okay? And that there is this expression simplified. Let's box our answer. And things to note here again are, let's go ahead and look. When we have two expressions in fraction form, we need to find a common denominator. And then when we multiply, remember when we multiply these two, we just multiply the numerators and the denominators, right? And that's how we go ahead and simplify this. All right, so that ends for us CPM Precalculus Chapter 2, number 99.